Ever wondered why some African leaders manage to hold on to power for decades? Well, this is a complex and intriguing phenomenon that has dotted the landscape of Africa's modern history. Many of these leaders have clung to power through various means, be it force, bending laws, or manipulating constitutions. The result, unfortunately, is often a lack of progress for the nations they rule, as these leaders maintain their iron grip on power. This pattern is not a mere coincidence, but rather an established norm. While this may seem perplexing to some, understanding the longevity of these leaders requires a look at the individual stories that have shaped their rule. From Equatorial Guinea to Cameroon, from Uganda to Eritrea, the stories of these leaders are as diverse as they are fascinating. Let's delve into the lives of some of the longest-serving African heads of state. Each story provides a unique perspective on the power dynamics playing out on the African continent. So let's begin our journey. Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, the man at the helm of Equatorial Guinea for a staggering 43 years. Rising to power through an August coup in 1979, Obiang's rule has been unchallenged, making him Africa's longest-serving leader. His rule is one characterized by an iron fist, where progress seems elusive and power remains concentrated. As he navigates through the political landscape of Equatorial Guinea, he has managed to maintain a tight grip on power, despite the constant challenges and criticisms. Interestingly, Obiang is not showing any signs of slowing down. At the ripe age of 80, he is preparing to run for a sixth term that will extend his rule for another 7 years. As we delve deeper into the narratives of African leaders, Obiang's reign provides a compelling start. Next up, a leader who has held his position for 40 years. Paul Biya, the 89-year-old who has ruled Cameroon for 40 years. Biya's tenure has been marked by an ironclad rule, with the country's reins held firmly within a close-knit circle of confidants. These aides, handpicked by Biya himself, remain in his favor only as long as they serve his interests, a precarious position that keeps them on their toes. This intense control extends to the topic of his succession, a conversation that remains strictly off-limits, even amongst his most trusted allies. His reign, however, hasn't been without controversy. His re-election in 2018 was mired in disputes, followed by a brutal crackdown on dissenters. This unyielding control and the suppression of opposition voices is a testament to Biya's determination to maintain his grip on power regardless of the cost. Now let's move on to a leader who has been in power for 38 years. Denis Sassou Nguesso, who has led the Republic of Congo for 38 years. A tale of a leader whose reign has not been without interruption. His rule is one of resilience and tenacity. Nguesso first assumed office in 1979, holding the reins of power until 1992. His exit, however, was not the end, as he made a triumphant return in 1997, in the wake of a civil war. He managed to regain control, a testament to his political shrewdness and strategic prowess. Since then, Nguesso has been at the helm, steering the Republic of Congo through the tumultuous waters of African politics. His rule was further solidified in 2016, following the passing of a new constitution. This year he won a fourth mandate on March 21st, marking yet another milestone in his enduring leadership. Nguesso's story is one of perseverance, a leader who managed to reclaim power and maintain it for nearly 4 decades. Next, we have a leader who has been in power for 36 years. Yoweri Museveni, King Mswati III, and Isaias Afwerki, all ruling for over 3 decades. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, a leader for 36 years, has been at the helm since January of 1986. This strongman was re-elected for a 6th term in January 2021, after a Supreme Court ruling abolished a previous age limit of 75. In Eswatini, Africa's last remaining absolute monarchy, King Mswati III has held on to power for the same length of time, ascending the throne in 1986 at just 18 years old. Meanwhile, Isaias Afwerki has tightly gripped the reins in Eritrea since its independence in May 1993. This 76-year-old ruler has managed his Horn of Africa nation with an iron fist, marking 29 years of relentless control. And so these leaders, and many others like them, have managed to hold on to power for decades, shaping the history of their nations and the continent. In this video, we have explored the lives of some of Africa's longest-serving leaders. We began our journey with Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, whose reign in Equatorial Guinea has spanned 43 years and counting. Next, we delved into the 40-year rule of Paul Biya in Cameroon, a reign defined by its unchallenged and hardline approach. We then ventured into the Republic of Congo, where Denis Sassou Nguesso has served for 38 years, with a brief interlude. Our journey continued to Uganda, where Yoweri Museveni has led for 36 years, and Eswatini, where King Mswati III has been in power for the same length of time. Finally, we arrived in Eritrea, where Isaias Afwerki has ruled with an iron fist since the nation's independence 29 years ago. These leaders, with their long tenures, have certainly left indelible marks on the pages of African history. Thank you for watching. Please, if you like this video, please subscribe, and also you can leave the comments below if you feel like adding something to the story.